I'm Dan Jackman.
And I'm Roy Weeks.
We're with Kentuckiana Fly Tyers. And tonight I'd like to tie for you a little knit pattern I created called the Orange Gillis. Fishes very well as a dropper. Basically I'll be using a Orvis hook, 46, 61 or 41. It's a great little hook for this particular fly, and I'm going to put in a tungsten 3/32 bead on the end of it so that we can have a little weighted to it. Also, I'm going to put in a little 2-0 lead to help bring it down. Just around 5 wraps of this, 5 to 6. I take that off. Bend the ends back down and slide it up to the bead. This time I'm using black 70 Denier thread. And I'm going to start mine right behind the lead, right back just about to where the hook point is. For the tail, I'm going to use orange blood quill Marabou. It's I find that it really has a nice little action in the water. You can use other materials, but for me this really seems to fluctuate well in the water. I like to get the ends up even, and by that I just pluck them off, don't cut them, and then I'm going to lay this in on the back, just a little long, and when I'm done it should be just about half the shank of the hook. And the way I like doing mine is catching it and then just pulling it forward to where I like. Now these hooks can go anywhere from a 12 to an 18. And I really like the 18s, especially as a dropper. If I was going to fish by itself, I'd just use the 12. I take it in, trim the rest of it off in a little angle so that it goes right behind the lead. And just wrap it in. I've used this fly on several occasions, the White River, the Norfolk, and really produces. And basically what I'm going to tie in now is some small silver tinsel. I use a small on the size 12. When I get down to the 16 and 18s, that's when I go to the extra small. Everything is reduced. The lead goes down to a 1/0, and I'm going to tie this in right behind the weight. And now I'm going to take real even wraps all the way back to my tie-in of the tail. Once I have that, I like to counter spin my thread so that I can get a nice, even, flat wrap. Bring it forward. When I get up behind the lead, start to build my taper. And once I have the thread Take it up there to where I want it to stay right on the lid. I counter wrap my small wire. Like to make them evenly spaced, probably about 4. Sometimes you can get a little less on the smaller flies. Bring it back up, and now I tie it off. Then I go ahead and take it off. One little tail piece I don't like. There we go. What I'm going to tie in next is this Mylar, size 10. And I'm using a size 10 on the 12s. On the smaller ones, I go with a 14. And it comes dual color, peacock and orange. And I'm tying with peacock up, facing on the upswing, tying it right behind the bead. You can rotate it up on top. I like to take it back just about where the lead was. At this point, I want to tie in some very fine black rabbit dubbing, and all we want is just a little bit to form the thorax. Put that in. Next, we're going to put in some Oral-B dental floss. Now, this is the special kind of dental floss. I believe it's called the Ultra Floss. It's more of a rounded, stretchy floss. It was a little hard to locate, but my dentist was the one who actually found it, told me where it was located. And I picked it up at a dental supply. And I'm going to tie it right in behind the bead. I'm going to wrap it around my thread, take it up one time, put it on top, just like that. Separate the two, tie it. I like to rotate it so that it's even. Let them hang out. Fold the Mylar over the top so that the orange now is on top. And tie it off behind the bead. A couple of wraps there, pull it forward. Put a couple of wraps in. You can cut the Mylar. Do a whip finish. Break it. And then these dental floss is the gills, so we want to trim them down just short of the side. So basically, this dental floss is not only good for this, but it also works great as a post for parachutes. It does good for spinners. It's a great little, and it works well underwater, floats, it does a good job. But this is the orange Gillis that I designed, and I hope you like it. I think it's going to be a great little fly. If you'd like to learn more about our fly tying, we also have a fly tying class that we teach at the Orvis, the Paddock, on the second Thursday of the month at 6 o'clock. Roy and myself will teach beginners, intermediates. We introduce a new fly each week or each month. We provide all the materials, devices, and we have guest tyers that come in and tie. And we'd really like to see you come out. See you next time.